In February of last year, I had the opportunity to go to the Googleplex in New York and see what other Google certified teachers are doing. I was totally blown away by a couple of schools' use of Google Apps, and I thought that this is something that I really needed to bring to my school.
We work in an electronic world, and the problems that we were having with kids was that they had no connection between home and school electronically. And what we really are able to do through Google Docs, whether they're working on an Apple format or a PC format, is to give them the opportunity to do the work on Google Docs, come to school, work on it again, maybe on a different platform, and then be able to print it and send it to the teacher. And that, I think, is facilitated. That's a great work facilitation process for kids. Makes them be more productive and helps us use technology in an infused way on an ongoing basis.
Google Docs, to me, is the best thing since sliced bread. It eliminates the, oh, I don't have it, my printer didn't work, I ran out of ink. The kids basically are using Google Docs as an electronic briefcase where they can transport work from home to school, collaborate with one another, and deliver a finished product right to me. And if I want to save a tree, I grade the papers right off of my laptop instead of printing it out. So it's more eco-friendly.
The main benefit that I've seen there is that I can have multiple kids working off the same document instead of passing around a flash drive. And when students are working on group projects, the flash drive game usually sometimes resulted in lost flash drives, but the main problem was that it resulted in a lot of lost momentum. You know, if I was asking a group to make a certain amount of progress on their project, I had to give them, you know, 2 or 3 nights to get it done while the flash drive got passed around. With Google Docs, I can ask for that the next morning.
One of the things that I started doing is I would have students do what's called a current science reflection. Basically, it could be an experiment they did on their own, or it could be an article they read or a video they watched. And so I've been having them submit that through Google Docs, and it enables me to not only grade them just as they're turned in, as opposed to, you know, I have a certain due date, but a lot of kids hand them in early, and I can grade them and get them right back to them. And also allows me to make comments and questions right within the document, and lets the kids go back and fix them, fix the document, or expand further on their answers.
Kids do a survey, and the survey is completely in Spanish, and they create a questionnaire, and they send it out to 30 other students. The students receive the questionnaire, they fill out the answers in Spanish, they get the results, and then we use the graphing application on the Google Docs to create graphs.
As a classroom teacher, I'm using the Google applications with my students as kind of a move towards sustainability, because if you think about it, they hand in the paper report and you grade it, they hand it back, and they throw it in the trash can. So this way, if I can begin to move towards Google Doc for having them submit their essays, I can grade the essays, provide the comments, and it's out there in cyberspace, and there's no recycling issue. No paper. Very sustainable.
The thing that I've been most surprised about is, and happiest with, and I didn't expect this at all, was how much more quickly I can work with my students to get a group project done. Because they're not passing around a flash drive, I can ask for something the next morning, even if it needs contributions from 3, 4, 5, and 6 team members. And because I'm able to move through things a little bit quicker, I'm seeing a lot more enthusiasm from my students for the work that they're doing.
Well, I use Google Docs in my classroom with the students writing scripts, and they work on it together, and at the same time I get to correct it. And the fabulous part is that I know who worked on what because of the history. So it's fabulous. Also with essays, they get to write and I get to correct them overnight, which makes the process even faster.
One surprise is that students, how much they really enjoy using it and being able to interact with one another. I think they're just so used to, you know, using computers for interaction, social interaction, that moving to the classroom, it became like a natural way for them to communicate with one another and with me. Both in the classroom, you know, they could have the whole class working on the same document, and they like seeing the words suddenly magically appear onto the screen and responding back to them.
I use Google Docs for professional applications. I'm on several district committees as well as school committees. It allows us to post our minutes so that they're publicly accessed within our Google sharing group. It also allows us to collaborate on a project, whether it's a PowerPoint, a spreadsheet, a survey, a word processing document. It allows us to flex that since we're on different prep times, different schedules. I could work on something during my prep time, leave it up on Google Docs. Another committee member can come in at another time of the day, work on it. I can go back and see what she's done or what he's done, and at the end we have a product that was worked on as if we had been in the same room, but it was done when we had the opportunity to complete it.
The feedback from Google Apps has been tremendous. From teachers, there was initially some reluctance to use Google Apps in the classroom, but that has resulted in the opportunity for teachers to see how students use it. And from there, they've really welcomed it, seeing how the students efficiently use Google Apps throughout their learning process. Students used to bring in the USB thumb drives and memory sticks and things like that. That's all a part of the past, right? We can see the work that kids do on an ongoing basis. We can check and monitor when they've been in. Teachers can look at students' work from home if they want to. Just tremendous opportunity for the teacher and the student to have a really positive relationship because of the Google Apps documents and presentations.
In less than a year, I was totally amazed at how the people at Eisenhower Middle School wound up using Google Apps, and I mean both the students and the teachers.